been mayor for 2 years. He says crime is down 33%. Governor Pritzker, the Illinois governor, also insists that Chicago is safe. How do you respond to that message, and how do you square that from, with what you're seeing in your neighborhood?
Brandon Johnson has over 100 police details that needs to be out on the street patrolling. Governor Pritzker doesn't even come to Chicago unless it's a presser. If they would be out here walking the streets and see what we see, especially with him saying that he's from the west side of Chicago. The west side of Chicago is terrible.
So from the Chicago police, I'm seeing that in July alone, there were 44 homicides in the city of Chicago, and that's down 35% compared to 68 homicides last July, July of 2024. That still seems like a lot of homicides for a city like Chicago.
Oh, yeah, it is.
I'm curious about your opinion about President Trump's plans or threats to deploy the National Guard in Chicago. How do you think that would work, and how long do you think the National Guard should be deployed there?
The National Guard should be deployed for at least 60 days. I believe that it will work. It's worked before. They deployed the National Guard with Pritzker for George Floyd riots. He just recently deployed the National Guard for the DNC because they were worried about it was going to be a repeat of the DNC in 1968. So it works, and it's time because we are losing our businesses. We are losing residents. So a lot of crime is starting to come downtown.
I'm curious, what kinds of conversations are you having with your neighbors and friends who might not agree with some of your views?
I mean, a few are saying that that Chicago doesn't need the National Guard. They don't need. We don't need them to police our children, but they're not raising their children. These children are running rampant outside. They're not coming home. No one's getting arrested. The juvenile courts, I don't even know if anybody go to juvenile courts anymore. It's no law and order.
And Zoe, I also had a question about President Trump. Did you vote for President Trump?
Yes, I did. I was very adamant about voting for him. I met with Kamala Harris people during the DNC.
Really?
And they looked at me like I was crazy. And then I decided that even with COVID, I said he wasn't a bad president. I went and did my research, and I said, man, like, we don't have nothing to lose. And so I went hard for Trump.
That's Zoe Lee. She is founder of the group called Chicago Flips Red. Zoe, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, let's turn now to the legal battle over Lisa Cook's seat on the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm headed to Wally World because I went on an errand. I have to get some aloe vera live plants. I'm getting my aloe vera. I always mess the name up. Aloe vera plant, because aloe vera is good for our skin, and it's good as a rooting hormone for plants and trees. I'm going to be air layering my Cochin dwarf jackfruit here soon, and I'm going to use some aloe vera, the gel from the aloe vera plant as a root stimulant. But as you can see, I was listening to talk radio, and on talk radio, I'm always listening to talk radio, add you guys in. On talk radio, they were talking about the National Guard going to Chicago. They're talking about them going to Chicago, sending the National Guard. Trump is. And they're talking about, on talk radio, they're talking to the black population in Chicago and how they feel about the National Guard coming there. As you heard it didn't come from me, you heard it on talk radio, a African American lady, and a lot of other black people, they want Trump to send the National Guard to Chicago. The black people in Chicago want the National Guard there because of the high crime rate. The high crime rate. So this is why you have to be careful when you listen to main media. Because our main media stations, a lot of times now, they're all political and they're not telling the truth. They're not telling the truth about what's really going on in these democratic cities like Chicago. They're not telling the truth that the black people in Chicago are tired of illegal immigration, getting all the tax money, got all the tax money before Trump became president. They're tired of the crime rate going up. They're tired of all that, and they want the National Guard there. So be careful to what you listen to. I have an open ear. I'm always listening to talk radio. I'm always listening to people talking. I don't listen to a lot of the main news stations. I don't listen to Fox, CNN, and all that. I listen to people themselves. That's what I do. That's what I do. So I'm gonna run in here and get my aloe vera plants, and because I'm adding them to my food forest. It's good to have aloe vera plants in your food forest because aloe vera plant, the gel that comes from the plant, is good for cuts. It's good for your skin. It's also good as a root stimulant when you're airlaying your trees or whatever. It's good for that. So that's talk radio for today as I run my errand. Y'all have a nice day.